quicksand. Now tell me who is to blame? It lies with us and no one else. We shedding every day, black people wasting away, black tears drowning our minds, black people walking blind. That's the wool of our eyes. Our future don't look bright, but we have the answer to shed no more black tears. Hey, self-pity done, no more talk. Time for black people walk the walk and take control of the situation. We cry peace, we cry love, but get no answers. Action will get a reaction. Stand up and fight, and that will stop the black tears. We shedding every day. We will stop wasting away. No more cloud in our minds. No more walking blind. No more wool of our eyes. We future gonna be bright. We have the answer. Stand up for our rights. We gonna stop the black tears. Black tears. Black tears. Black tears. Black tears. Oh. Black tears. Black tears. Black tears. For years, up and years, we've been shedding black tears, and now we're standing in quicksand. Now tell me who is to blame? It lies with us and no one else.
Yes, we're there with you. Things in time, culture expression. So we are say black tears again and again and again. But you know what is significant and needs to remember, I'm an African activist. Can't change and won't change. So I want you to listen this and listen this keenly.
Old, I know, number one, that I do not have monopoly of wisdom. And
that we are say, no human being except the Prophet of Islam had the monopoly on wisdom. Why may I say that? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose Muhammad to bring the message to all mankind on this earth. You understand? On this earth. I saw we believe, and I saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Kitab Allah, the book of Allah called Al-Quran. And I'm a Muslim. I'm not a Pan-Africanist. And I'm not, I'm just a Muslim. You understand? And that not changed until I die. And even when I did, that not changed because my soul belonged to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah.
Old, I know, number one, that I do not have monopoly of wisdom. And what I do is to share my thoughts with you.
See? So, what may I say really by doing this, is that I am married to Africa. And I don't intend divorcing Africa. It's not my melanin, I have African wives. And my history and understanding of Africa and the continent comes from them, as well as what me find out before I was with them. See? So I am privileged to say that I have a foundation. Now, if I did not realize I have a foundation, then I'd be slipping and sliding all over the place. I can adhere to that I am not. And I'm well confident that I'm going to leave children striving for the progression of Africa. I am very confident of that. And I've done my share, and I will continue to do my share to bring that into a reality to which I know I will not be present. You hear me? I know that I will not be present. See? To witness, to see the glory of the mother and fatherland. So I'm doing my bit by the grace of God, the way I perceive, nothing more, nothing less. And the cause of an activist and a revolutionist is to be consistent. And my life is based on consistency. Not an illusion, consistency. And I don't script no program. I just come with my soul. See? Now, I have a thing called Skype. It's not called Skype. What the thing called? Yeah, called Skype. I may have a contact number in it called Things and Time. So anybody want to reason, download the Skype if you don't have it, and just call in. And the contact number, I would see you, and the contact name is Things and Times. You understand? Don't stand far. Yeah. Come again.
And to make suggestions which may not necessarily be true, but they constitute my opinion.
Uh-huh. See? So we may do this for really, is to show, say, yeah, what. There's a number of organizations, or committee, or formulas that I'm involved with. And it's not a talk shop. And the people, them, is not talkative. See? They're bringing things into fruition. See? So, sometimes we have a whole heap of rebels, and we don't have no cause. So let me go to the islands, let me show people and say, oh, we are definitely connected, and we are not leaking out, and we're not freaking out, but we're taking those who have aspiration for Africa and those who have the intelligence and the capability and the true potential which we all have. So my business is to promote the human excellence and to stamp on people them who want to create division, calling it religious division. And Africa never had nothing called Christianity. That word was never in Africa. So that can back off all those people have that. Al-Islam is part of Africa. But you don't have to be a Muslim or Jew or Gentile to want peace and love and tranquility in your life. You just have to be a natural human being seeking human excellence. That may I advocate. Watch it. Now listen and listen keenly, you know.
And so the topic for you to tackle is the urgent need for African unity, continental integration, and pooling resources from the diaspora, which is your forte.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I would like to thank Professor Lumumba for putting this incredible program together. My brother, Dr. Adam, may I give you a shout out? You waved at me. And all the other participants and the organizers of this incredible program. What's happening here today is needed now more than ever. The status of Africa, the death of George Floyd reminded us once more that while a lot has changed, very little has actually changed. So when you look at what happened to George Floyd, you begin to realize that as Black people, we have been the most loyal race to the white race, starting with when the settlers came to Africa, and followed by a couple of hundred years later, taking our children into slavery across the Atlantic, where our children built Europe, they built the United States, all along while being abused and tortured and raped and lynched. The atrocities are unbelievable and completely endless. When you analyze our status as Black people, we have been the most subservient race. And the question then becomes, when you realize that what happened to George Floyd was just the tip of the iceberg, that this is something that's been going on for centuries, while they may have stopped lynching us, even though that looks like it's coming back again, because we had a couple of young men now, maybe 5 young men, who have been found hanging from trees since George Floyd died. That's here in the United States. They are claiming it's suicide. I'm not sure why these young men would suddenly decide to lynch, to hang themselves, one of them pretty close to the courthouse. But be it as it may, we are reminded once more that if we do not come together and speak with one voice, this is going to continue. It is really plain and simple. The abuse of Black people around the world, the disrespect of Black people around the world is going to continue. You know, the West has been bullying us for far too long, and we have been submissive. In spite of all that, what saddens me the most is how we remain so loyal to the white race. Now we are getting educated, and we're getting educated so we can continue to serve their purposes. It is something that I wonder, at what point are we Black people at some point sit down and have a conversation with image in the mirror to say, are we going to continue on the path that we are on? We're currently riding somebody else's train, and this train is implementing their agenda. It is going in their direction, serving their purpose. Our train should be going in the opposite direction, implementing our agenda and serving our purpose. When are we going to get off somebody else's train and jump onto our own train? The reality is, what we have been doing as a race, the self-hate, the disrespect and distrust of each other. Sometimes I feel like I'm more disrespected when I'm among my own than when I'm with others, simply because we have this inherent self-hate. When is that all going to end? As I live in this beautiful country of the United States, I can't help but observe what other races are doing. You look at the unity among the Chinese diaspora. No Black man can open a shop in Chinatown. You look at the unity among the American Italian. No Black man can open a shop in Little Italy. The unity among the Indians in a city like Dallas. Indians from India have now built their own neighborhoods with their own schools. And yet we Black people are still very proud to be the only Black person in a neighborhood, as if it's some kind of badge of honor. That's how much we don't like ourselves. Except we don't realize that when you don't trust the next Black person, guess what? They don't trust you either. And then the next person doesn't trust the next person. So we've been at a perpetual stalemate of stupidity, really. Why can't we learn from the other races? And I use an example of the Jews. There are only 15 million Jews in the diaspora, and they own a very little bitty country called Israel. And they're the most powerful race on earth. Then contrast that with us Africans. There are about 1.7 billion Africans on earth, 1.3 on the continent, and about 400 million around the globe. And we own the largest landmass on earth, over 30,000 kilometers of square kilometers of landmass, with the richest natural resources, and yet we are considered the poorest. And the reason is because we are not uniting. When the Jews realized that they are endangered after what Hitler did to them, they found out that their strength was in their unity. They came together. They started looking inward. They started pulling their pennies together. So they went from being endangered to being the most powerful race by simply believing in each other, realizing that I may not like you as an individual, but when it comes to Israel, they stuck together like super glue. It's a natural thing. It's a natural affinity. That's what is normal. But we Black people, we have been brainwashed to dislike ourselves, to not love ourselves. We've been programmed to believe that Black was bad, Black was ugly. I usually take it back growing up in my native country of Zimbabwe. Prior to the British coming to Zimbabwe, we did not know about the color Black and the color white, but they came with their Christianity, with their religion, and the missionaries told us that the manner in which we practiced our religion was bad and backwards and undesirable, that we have to adopt their form of worship. So they told us about the angels. And they said the angels are white, and that Jesus Christ was white. And then everything beautiful and desirable was white. You were white to get married. Even angels' food cake is white. And then they turn around, this is the real kicker. They said, now you look at me, we too are white. What's most interesting is when you take a piece of paper that is white, I've never seen a white person who looks like a white piece of paper. But they said, never mind how I look. We're white and we represent the angels and we represent Jesus. We're the image of Jesus. We're the image of the angels. And then they turned around and they told us about the devil. And they said, the devil is Black. And they said, the devil is a horrible being. The devil does all bad deeds. Everything Black is bad. You wear Black to go to funerals. And then they turn around, oh yes, and the devil's food cake is even Black. And then they turn around and they say, oh, by the way, even though you don't look exactly Black, you too are Black. Now come to church and let's worship images that do not look like you. So since the missionaries came to Africa, we Africans have been worshiping images that do not look like us. We Africans have been admiring images that we will never be, worshiping angels with the color that we will never be, except that was all a lie. The reality is, who has seen the angels? Who has seen the devils? Nobody. We were just blatantly lied to. And guess what? We just accepted it. We never questioned it. We never said, by the way, who went to heaven and came back? It was all designed to criminalize our race. It was a plan. It was somebody else's strategy. What saddens me is we are in 2020. We are in the 21st century. The white men came to Africa over 600 years ago, and we have never questioned that. May I table that, in my humble opinion, until we undo the damage at a very deep level that was done to us, until we understand that we were lied to, we were simply lied to. In my village, being an angel or being beautiful was based on deeds. Being a devil or being ugly was based on deeds. What that police officer did on the streets of Minneapolis, he is the devil incarnate. That's how we must understand life and get out of this train that is full of nothing but lies about our Blackness. And until we understand that we are the origin of humanity. We are the origin of humanity. Without the Black woman, there wouldn't be any other race on earth. That is a fact. And you can take it to the bank. Why then are we being demoralized and painted as the scum of the earth? You see, you got to understand that a bully does what the bully does because they themselves insecure.
Right.
We are indestructible as a black race. And that scares some on this earth, on this world. So at what point are we going to begin to understand ourselves as black people, as Africans, and begin to say we are just as good as anybody else, and that we have been lied to for centuries, and that we must also accept that we have been stupid enough for so long that we have accepted the lie, taken it hook, line, and sinker. Well, that game is up. It's got to change. And the onus is on you and I, we, the elders at this age. We have let our children down. We have failed to teach them the truth. We have failed to wake up from our slumber of many years, of centuries. Well, the time is now. In our Africa, the African Continental Free Trade Area is going to be implemented come next year. The reality is, we are the richest continent on earth. We are the continent with everything and anything the world could ever need. And if we do not come together, if we do not wake up from our slumber, guess what's getting ready to happen? The Europeans have been coming to Africa for centuries, and they are getting ready to move in this time in a bigger way. The Chinese may not have been coming to Africa as long as the Europeans have, but they too are just waiting. You see what's going to happen with African Continental Free Trade Area? You can now establish yourself in one country and spread like wildfire throughout the continent. The boundaries that have been slowing them from moving across the continent are now being melted away. They're harmonizing their policies, trade policies. All the non-tariff barriers are getting removed. All that is being done for the benefit of the Africans, not the outsiders.
Thank you.
But here's the reality. If we do not unite as the African diaspora and take up that seat that has our name, if we do not unite and understand that the Chinese are waiting, ready to quadruple their presence in Africa, the Europeans are ready to quadruple their presence in Africa, they have not only a 1-year plan, not a 10-year plan, not a 30-year plan, but a 100-year plan on how to recolonize Africa.
Thank you very much.
You see, let me conclude by saying, as the African diaspora, we have a very important role to play. And our role is to occupy that seat in Africa that we must fill in order to stop our heads of states from giving contracts to the Chinese and to the Europeans. And until we move in with our expertise, that is because of the brain drain, that Africa does not have the capacity that Africa needs, which is why the outsiders are coming in, Africa is going to be gone for good. So to the African diaspora, I'm saying, you have a responsibility to unite. You have a responsibility to go and take that seat on the continent that has your name. The Continental Development Agenda must be driven by Black people, must be driven by the Africans. If we do not get on that seat, it will be a sad day when you have to go to Africa and a Chinaman takes you to Africa and a European man takes you to Africa. A Japanese takes you to Africa. No, that cannot be. And we must all stand up together and say no to continued exploitation of Africa. We must unite. The Continental Development Agenda of Africa will be driven by the children of Africa. Those who want to come into Africa, they have to come behind us. That can only happen when we unite. I thank you.
Women across the continents, in Europe, in the Caribbean, and we are here because we have recognized that going forward, we must unite. You may or may not know, but on the 17th day of July, the Africa Diaspora Institute, founded by Dr. Arikana Chiombri Kwao, will be launched virtually. And our intention is to raise 17 billion United States dollars. Our good friend in the United States of America in Atlanta, Georgia, Dr. Rosenthal, wants to create a bank from which young men and women can borrow funds and engage in agriculture, engage in technology, so that young entrepreneurs in the education sector, such as Kelvin Kaunda, can be leaders in education, so that young women such as Shamil, who are already demonstrating their ability to disseminate to the world, Nkumbi, the young Ture, and many whom I cannot mention, men and women who are dedicated in their own right, can move this agenda forward. I have no doubt in my mind that we are up to a good thing. The beauty of the moment is that Africa has now recognized that her only salvation not only requires but demands that she pulls herself up by her bootstraps. The beauty of the moment is that this time round, we have boots and we have laces and we can therefore pull ourselves up. I have no doubt that it can be done. And you young men who are assembled here, you are the people to do it. When I see the continent of Africa represented here in its splendor and in its entirety, from the arts to the sciences, I look forward to the day when our taxis in Bissau, in Guinea-Bissau, will not be operated from the United States of America via Uber, or from Estonia via Bolt, but there shall be a technology in Bangui in Central African Republic that is doing that. I look forward to that day. I look forward to the day when we shall have our equivalent of Zoom, which is operated out of Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and it's you who are going to do it. I look forward to the day when, as my good friend Dr. Folefak said, the environment is so rich and so enabling that our men and women who are in the diaspora will work with us and be in other parts of the world, not because the environment is hostile and toxic, but because we too must work beyond our frontiers. I look forward to that day. And I have no doubt in my mind that you constitute the necessary ingredients. So today, if there is anything that you must gather from this conversation, is that we must exercise the ghost of inferiority complex and re-energize ourselves by embracing the reality that we are great and that we have the ability to do that which we ought to do. It is the great Tanzanian President Julius Kambarage Nyerere who said, and I can't agree with him more, it can be done. Play your part. History has demonstrated not once, not twice, but times without number, that those who seek in earnest actually gain what they desire. Today, I ask you to seek in earnest. History has demonstrated once again that those who identify their goals and pursue them with the delicacy of a sleepwalker finally reach their destination. Today, I urge you to remember these famous words of the great Nigerian poet and writer, Wole Soyinka. A man dies in you if you have not discovered that which you can do for the benefit of the society. And when he said that a tiger does not shout about its tigritude, no, it pounces. You follow the path of a tiger and you see the skeleton of an antelope and you know that some tigritude has emanated there. So those of you who are in Botswana, in Gaborone, I want to come to Gaborone and see what you have done, and I'll know that some tigritude has emanated there. If you are in Bangui, I want to come to Bangui and I want to see the skeleton of Adrika, and I'll know that some tigritude has emanated there. For the great writers are still right. All the world is but a stage. We have our comings and goings, each one of us playing multiple roles. Ask you now what role you are playing. And once you have identified that role, go out into the world and do that which is good and right. There'll be no shortage of critics whose only claim to fame is to fault find. Ignore them. You cannot throw stones at every dog that barks. Ignore them. Kwame Nkrumah was right. We look neither left nor right, we look forward in the hope that we shall achieve, and achieve we will. May God bless you all. Go you now into the world and serve the world in humility, passion, and dedication. May it be well with you.
Thank you so much, Professor, for those words of encouragement. I'm not sure if you're available to. Okay.
It's fine, proceed.
Thank you. Okay, so I was wondering, okay, are you able to hear me from your side?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you. So, Prof, I was wondering if you're available to take on 3 questions from the youth here before we wrap it up, before we go?
Yes, perfectly.
Thank you so much, Prof, for that. I would like to take them 2 by 2 because there's so many of them, but we can't do all of them at a go. So Kahonde Moisi is saying that what were the main problems which challenged Pan-Africanism that caused the founding fathers not to unite Africa? He said that this is because when he's reading the works of different founders, such as Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, these people were too hot-headed to unite Africa, but he has never understood what were the problems that made them not to unite. That's the first question. And then the other question comes from Los Angeles. And he is saying, this gentleman is saying that, would you, Professor Lumumba, and Her Excellency Ambassador Rikana Chihombori Kwao, be willing to view an economic funding plan to perpetually finance the continental and diaspora Pan-African reunion?
Thank you. So can I take those?
Yes, sir. You can take those, and then I will come back with the next set.
Thank you very much. I'll start by answering the second question, which is more practical. I have already indicated that on the 17th day of July, the Africa Diaspora Institute will be launched virtually. It is the brainchild of Dr. Arikana, and she has put together an advisory board with membership that is drawn from all continents where Africans reside. And the intention of that particular institute is to create an environment where funds will be raised, and these funds will then be available and be accessed by young men and women for the purposes of undertaking entrepreneurship in their chosen areas. We are also working very closely with Dr. Rosenthal, who has been moving across the continent. In fact, when COVID struck, he was himself marooned in the Cameroon for almost 3 months, and people are out there. So in direct answer to your question, that is already being done. But we are not naive. We recognize that there are existing institutions and that we cannot ignore these institutions and therefore we are making efforts to ensure that we work with the African Union and the African Development Bank. We hope that Dr. Akinwumi Adesina will be re-elected, and we will work with these institutions to ensure that we create this environment where young men and women will have access to funds. So I can confirm to you that efforts are not being made. But Tausi Swedi said something that is very critical. Just like a big ocean liner cannot turn suddenly, sometimes these things do not happen as dramatically as we would desire. So a little patience is necessary. There'll be many hurdles, but as long as we keep up the spirit, then it will be well with us. And it gives me an opportunity simply to explain to you, as I go into the second question, is why is African unity not as easy as we would desire? One can take you to 1884 to Berlin, the very arbitrary manner in which Africa was subdivided as spheres of influence. In fact, one would say hunting grounds for the European powers, European tribes. If it was not the Portuguese, it was the Spaniards or the Belgians or the Germans. They simply sliced Africa. And when they were driven out of the continent was designed to fail. Every African country that was granted independence, that seized independence, was designed to fail. Look at Nigeria, which was administered as Northern Nigeria and Southern and Eastern Nigeria. On the eve of independence, you put them together suddenly, in the hope that there'll be so much conflict that they cannot survive. Look at Cameroon, the same thing. Look at Sudan, administered separately as Arab North and African South. On the eve of independence, you put them together. Look at Rwanda, Urundi. It was always that design. And that is why when the struggle for independence gained traction, Kwame Nkrumah was very clear. Kwame Nkrumah, and he held a number of meetings in 1958, a meeting in Accra, Ghana, at which he said, if we do not unite, our colonizers are going to ensure that we are in so much conflict that we will never unite. They'll make sure that we are fighting one another because our division is in their best interest. And the speech that he gave in Casablanca, Morocco, about African unity is what then created what is normally called the Casablanca Group. The Casablanca Group was the group of heads of state who believed that Africa should unite immediately. But the foreign powers created another group, which was led by Félix Houphouët-Boigny of Côte d'Ivoire and William Tubman of Liberia, normally referred to as the Monrovia Group. So when the 32 heads of states and governments, which were free at that time, met in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia on the 24th and 25th days of May 1963, there were two groups, the Casablanca Group, led by Kwame Nkrumah, and at that time, some of those who supported him included Ahmed Sékou Touré of Guinea, Modibo Keïta of Mali, and of course, Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. On the other side, there were people like Houphouët-Boigny, David Dacko, and others. Nkrumah, and you must read his speech, said, we must live here with one government, with one currency, with one army, because if we don't, we will be divided. He lost. And that is why the Organization of African Unity was created as a loose alliance. And remember, at that time, the French were very active with their former colonies. They were creating the Organization of French-speaking countries. The British were active with their Commonwealth. And of course, everybody, the Belgians were equally active, and apartheid South Africa was still alive and well. The Rhodesia was still under colonial tutelage. The Portuguese were still in Angola, Guinea-Bissau, Cabo Verde, and Mozambique, and the South Africans were still in Namibia and Southwest African Republic, and the Spaniards were in Sahrawi. So it is that makes African unity very difficult, because the people then got used to their sovereignties. That is why in the year 2001, Muammar al-Gaddafi, to his credit, in Sirte, said we must reform the Organization of African Unity and make it something that will bring us together. And that is why you then had the adoption of the African Unity in Durban, South Africa in 2002. And progressively, but with difficulties, we are now saying under Agenda 2063 and African Continental Free Trade Area that we must now begin to move. But I want to remind you of a speech, and then I conclude my answer. This speech was delivered on the 6th day of March, 1997 by Julius Kambarage Nyerere of Tanzania on the 40th occasion of the celebration of Ghanaian independence. He said, Nkrumah was right, we were wrong. Had we listened to Nkrumah, all these coups d'etats and all these wars in Africa would not have been there. We would be united, we would have other difficulties. Now that we know that Nkrumah was right, it is your duty as young people to carry that gospel. It is not going to be easy. The unity we desire may not even be achieved in your lifetime, but let us keep up the struggle. African Americans will tell you that perhaps the African Americans who are present in 1800 and on the day of the Emancipation Proclamation, they may have thought that the African Americans were free. But 100 years later, in 1963, they could not even have the right to vote. And only last week you saw in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a white man with his knees on the neck of an African American, George Floyd. The man saying, I can't breathe. There are so many things, metaphorically speaking, that are still on the neck of an African. We can't breathe. We can't breathe. Our economies can't breathe. Our agriculture can't breathe. Our technology can't breathe. We can't breathe. So if the death of George Floyd was emblematic of our situation, our duty now is to rise up, and it shall be well with us. It is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those who are prepared to give it their all, but it shall be well with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much. So next we have Kosji Kiprotich, who is from Kenya. And he's saying, how can Africans be liberated from self-hate? Language barriers in Africa are still influencing cross-border interactions. What should the youth do to improve cross-border interactions? He's taking, for example, Mozambique and Tanzania. And then to couple it with a question from Dr. Owen from PGWRC Church in Uganda, is saying, is there any means of bringing our voices louder and more practical by producing anything that will be visual? I think he's speaking to the issue of technology.
Perhaps let me answer those as the last questions. I know people are tired, but let me start with the first one. I think a lot is happening. One of the things that I've learned during this COVID period is that Africans are doing amazing things within the continent. And I'm sure some of you know that. And Africans are doing amazing things even outside of the continent. The very fact that we have the young member of parliament from Barbados, there are Africans who do not even know that there is a country called Barbados. But we now have people from Barbados here with us, doing great things. Monica will tell you in Uganda, the Makerere University has produced a solar bus, which is now plying the routes of Kampala. Even in technology, that is happening. In Rwanda, they are assembling robots. Things are happening. We are now talking about dams and the generation of electricity. So
Yes, and my daughter deal with the dams, and she deal with water purification. Get that right. Understand that, man. 5 years now we work on this, you know. 5 good years. And I pray God and thank God that I'm still alive. For 5 years we work on water purification. And it's going to be real and bear fruit, proper things. So before me go do something else, this is me. This is me. Come, find yourself, man. You understand? Find yourself. Where you there? You see, consistency is a serious thing. But following other people's agenda is what we human beings are good at. You understand? But I thank my teachers. You understand? People that taught me. People that I sit down with and learn some things. You understand? About African struggles. And how to elevate yourself in that. And become prosperous in your faculties. Not prosperous because you know something that someone else don't know. And that's the problem with black man right now. You understand? It's about this one know that and see them know that and the next one get hype at that. I'm not in a that, man. I can never be in a that. Me's not a Rufus or roast breadfruit. I pray myself with my family and education. And education now means say you have to go to university. Education means that you use your natural sensibility to decipher things. And I saw me stop. You understand? I'm a natural revolutionist that never got the opportunity because England me have to sit down in. You understand? I was meant to be right next to Mars Bishop. Trust me on that. And Stokely Carmichael. Listen. So, Things and Times on Skype. Yes, type in, man. Things and Times. Yes, and I will answer you. That me I say no, because over my lifetime, you know, it's now going 76 years, yeah? Our people have been talking and talking and talking. Hey, yo, when you go to school, they never take all this time for teach you alphabet, you know, and numerals, you know, 1, 2, 3. You see? And from a child come home to him family, then we know if that child will make some progression, you know. Despite the teacher them or tell them anything. The family in the surroundings will know that child is making some progression. And it's not that we make progression in speed or in age, you know. We make progression because they slow. In England, call them slow learners and everything, you know. And there's some children that never really express themselves, not outwardly expressing themselves. So you have to get them in a space and say, yo, you understand? And so forth and forth. And them tell us, say, Mr. Clark, Miss Bishop, Miss that, Miss Braffett, where told me this and told me that and so forth. And lo and behold, to the household, then find say that this child can read. And that was an excitement in my growing up, you know. When adults see children, them can read, I see a child with a book, and one I say, he might look upon, he or she's looking upon pictures or something. Huh? And then another one turned around and said, what is that book? What is the title of that book? What is the book name? And the child turned around and tell them, say, the name of the book, the author of the book, and what the book is all about. And then another one said, no. He's remembering something, or she's remembering something. And then another one, that first one said, read something for me. And the pronunciation and the clarity is like, wow. And you know where you get? You get porridge, you get roast corn. Yeah, you get a whole heap of things, you know, 'cause your grandmother, your grandfather, and others, even the one who doubts you, they're so excited. You understand? And that kind of household me grew up in. See? And those things I will never dash to the side with. It's not possible. So when we meet up black people, or people that we call black, because we don't know nothing about no black and white nonsense. People that you call black in England now, I found that I was surrounded with ignorance. That's why I say the other day, we work with a lot of delinquents, you know. And delinquency is people who pretend or them express that them understand or realize something, you know. And the more and more you go, they go with you. And you feel so that you have some, you know, that person share your views and the faculties are sharp, but they're just eating off his plate. Them know how to slide themselves within certain things because them have the power of linguistic skills, talking. Huh? And when you ask them to do something, you know, you put something to them, then you find out that they're delinquent. You find that out only when you ask them, you know. And it's not that you look upon them to see if them have skills or not, you know. But it's just now that you say, yo, you know what, you can't help me do this, or I'm doing this and I need that by, you know, this afternoon, rare. So what? See where you can do this, or why me do this? And you give them a task, or you ask them something that you not truly understand. And them not forthright. And them divert you into something else. Especially a person who burn spliff, them divert you into something else. And the work you try to do never get done, you know. Unless you're very, very firm within yourself, like I was. You understand? So people like that, my mother said, they are delinquents. I'm going to hide behind you, hide within you, hide within your space. So we have to do, tell them very little, because they have nothing to offer you. Because what they're offering is what you don't tell them. See it there? You understand? So it's a shame that we have not come of age. We've not come of age, and you think some go rest and go change to be like Omar Johnson and all these people, and misuse people's intelligence to become popular on YouTube. I have better things to do. So even if one person comprehend anything that me I try to say and project when I talk about human excellence, because I'm a Muslim, and Muhammad, peace and blessing upon him, told us about human excellence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created all human beings to strive for excellence. White man want to call it love and this and that. Hey, yo, human excellence. Because you regard yourself and others. And you at peace, love, and trust with others. Huh? Yes. And the first set of others is your family. And the second set of others is those who are within your lot, as in your culture and so forth. You understand? In the village, not the city, you know. This city thing come far down the road, that European, you understand? Because the village expands. But what we find in so-called modern time is that there's the village and the people them isolate themselves that came from the village originally, are gone to some other place and disconnect and divorce themselves from the village and gone into this thing called city. And then you have upper class, lower class, third class. Yo, you understand? I don't come from that premise. And I work with that. But I know how it works. I didn't need to read George Orwell and Animal. I didn't need to do that. I came up in a society that advocate and promote that. If there's one thing that I learned and understood, is that segregation, so-called class, and you have to stand up and queue and beg and and the bus, you could be standing at the bus stop forever. And somebody that don't look like us, including Indian, come. We are told to move aside and let these people get on the bus. And we're there wait long time, you know. And we have with bags and everything and so forth and so forth. And for we own country, we thought it was. So stop it.
I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it. Everything.
And on this station, may I say that those who are responsible for the death of Maurice Bishop and the administration of Grenada should be brought to book and brought to court. You think it's a joke? That a serious thing. Serious thing, you know. But how much people that was around and know exactly what was happening and how America and England and all these people dealt with the situation. Them said time is a healer. And they just disregard things and keep moving. And they don't change. The people who do it make it seem that God ordained them to do that. And these people that them got rid of was such devils. So they come back and do the same thing. And we who felt the pain and the blow, grin and bear with them and go on like say, yeah, it's normal. And then we ask ourselves, we're saying we want change. Are you stupid? Which change are you going to get? When it's only we who go to the International Criminal Court and nobody else. And we not kill nobody. But somebody killed us. And then just kill the best of us. Not the worst of us, you know. Them kill the best of us. The ones that have vision. And want to bring about vision. And want to give us freedom and let us taste it. But how much people know these things? So if you're in the background hearing echoes, ask Christian. Don't bother to take the echoes and then come with deciphering. And there's nothing to decipher. You understand? Because as a student, where I put up with honest teacher, I'm not understanding. Right? And the teacher will either tell you then, or tell you at the end of the class, such and such time, come and see them. Or go to the library and take this note and go to the library and give this to the librarian and read these volumes. And I saw my teacher then raised me. So when the other day I talk history, I'm building something. I'm not skateboard through everything because just me one and my little brain. So I'm talking about human excellence. I'm talking about people, young people them today, and us projecting them with vision. we're talking about young people them having the right conduct for excellence and dignity, seeing themselves as human beings with excellent potential and value worth, that we assure them say that we recognize and know that they are valuable and worth, them have great worth to us and to the mankind. At that may I put, I'm not running down Muta Baruch and Irie and all these people. You know. I'm not running down Sonetta and all them people. You know. I am who I am. And my art is truth. And my words are from wisdom and understanding. Years of being on this earth. Living. So may I express my inability the best way I can without other people them involving themselves into the conversation. I may have brethren them out there now. But my brethren them want to go on an Islamic trad that will divorce our people. Because if them not Muslims, them not going to want to talk or listen. So now the criteria is to be that, to have a conversation. To be that, to liberate yourself. No. That wasn't it with the Prophet. The Prophet didn't leave Mecca and go to Medina looking for people who have a criteria that fits with him. No. The people them, the Quraysh no, not the Quraysh. The people them in a Medina, the head turn around and say, listen, we would invite you there. Them know that what he came with would help their society, which was just 1,000 miles or so from Mecca. And what did the Prophet did? Those who followed him that called Sahabis, and there was others who went to Abyssinia, because people were being killed, and the first martyr were women. He sent them to Medina. What am I getting at? I'm getting at all the transmission of knowledge, the transmission of morality, the transmission of human values and human science, the transmission of human ideology, sociology, and philosophy. All of these opinions and things was expressed by Muhammad, peace and blessing upon him. All those things was nurtured to move people away from vanity and disgust and hypocrisy and war and racism and bigotry and slavery. That's what Medina allowed the Prophet and those who are here to La ilaha illallah with him. So if I understand that very well, why should I be here now knowing that our people are going to isolate themselves because so much of them is brought up by the British theological schools and everything, and them make money, and them feel relatively comfortable with that. So now me come shoot that down now. Are they going to run close? Them going to run away. They're going to just, part company don't want to know, and so forth. That's natural. So you have to find a way of understanding the behavior and the methodology of human beings, which we all are. And I'm thinking that I have an understanding of that. But I don't have people to converse with to say, what do you think about this? Because they're at home, and some of them listen me little more than night or tomorrow. But they don't come back and say, here what? Run that program again and we have some foreign dissertation. Huh? Nah. They're those charlatans who just grab something and go on their own podcast and everything and run with me, I try to say. But that's all good and well, because God will take care of that. I'm not a worried person, I can do without doing this, but there's something that I set out that I wanted to do. You understand? And I'm going to get to my levels. So establishing human excellence. I will come back to that again and again and again, because this is not a one shot and move off somewhere. We have some very intelligent people here in England, very wise people there in England that come out of Oxford and Cambridge and Eden's institution of learning. And some of them that didn't even bother go all them route there. You understand? But what happens is, them don't really want to talk and they don't want to set up. And they're waiting for people who have institutions for goddess and transmit their understanding and their methodologies. And it is just careless of our generations that we don't have no institutions. So when I keep going on about that, it's to try and trigger some people's mind to say, yo, here what happened? It's true, you know. But yet still people want to go run and play football. They want to play football for England now. They don't want to play football for Jamaica or the Caribbean island or Africa. It's England they want to play. And if you talk to them, they turn and say, watch out. You see them people there, they don't have no money. See, England, them have pounds. So from that conversation, you know, it's just vanity. They're materialistic people. So I don't have time for that. That's waste of space. And you can't vex with a person more than so that don't want to earn a living. But that's the excuse of so-called black British and black people, not African people now. And them trying to manipulate the African youth them to be like them. Which is waste of time and space. They shouldn't be alive. They shouldn't be allowed to live. Waste. But when them get in a corner now, them say, white man, rat it. So when we're gonna ever look at ourselves and say, yo, you know what? So much things are happening to us because we not do this and we not do that. And we need to leave that and that and that alone. Look how much people them know so that cigarette kill, smoking. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. But yet still them do it. And cigarette costs a whole heap of money. That you can go buy a McDonald's and a fried chicken and whatever. Huh? You can even go to a Turkish shop or Indian shop and buy a curry, this, that, and other, with the same money and still get a drink with the money that them spend upon cigarette. But them still do it. Now them come with this new something. And, hey, you understand? So what kind of sense is that? What kind of sense is that? So now we're reasoning with people on that type of level. You know. They're delinquents. I don't care how a person get vexed, write it, go to school or go get dictionary and look at what delinquency mean. But here what happen now? You say to yourself, I can't spell it. It's spelled like this, DELINQUENCY. Delinquency. Now, make it of it what you will. Look it up and don't come back and tell me, say, it's too harsh a word. All this petty thing. When a person is critically ill and go to the doctor, them frightened to tell the doctor what because them have this preconceived idea and they don't want to know, say that is critical. But what you think the doctor can do? You think the doctor can give some honey and everything and say, spit it out now, come on, tell us. No, it's you who I think so that you don't want the doctor to come and say like me, you have a illness that amounts to this and so forth. Now, I'm a worry, I worry a whole heap. But I'm saying that because if a person want to tell me, say that's too harsh, yo, be real. And find out which world you are living. That means you never been striving for anything. Huh? But when the man come around and call you these racist, provocative words and everything, you not look upon him and say, yo, here what? You not see this harm me? And go do something about it. Nah. You grin and bear it and listen to the man say, kick it out. Kick racism out of sports. And them see them spend so much millions. He thinks I'm diverting. No. And them see them spend so much millions in doing so. Has it moved? Now here comes this LGBT something and pride and everything. Are they not controlling the world? And have they not got laws and anybody discriminate against them? Have they not got all of these things done? Laws, man. And we who know racism, know how much lives were taken from us through racism and racial hatred, and still are, and it still is happening, what level are we at then? We are jokers. And someone want to come tell me, say that to use a word like delinquency is too harsh. Stop it. You have no understanding. No understanding. So human excellence, today, for the last, 2 weeks, millions of my brothers and sisters in the international world family is being in Hajj in Arabia. And today, millions, all of those people have attended an area called Arafat, where the Prophet ﷺ gave his last ceremony to human beings. Huh? And we are continuing and continuing for that remembrance and that vigilance and that understanding. You understand? And that's where my family and other people's family and our ummah, that's where they are. So I took the privilege to say, yo, you know what? It's me sit down. Yeah, I'm supposed to be sitting down just like every other Muslim in them house who are fasting and who aren't fasting, making dua for mankind, making dua for myself, my family, and the rest of mankind. Because so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala require us to be dutiful as human beings. So I'm say, yo, here what? Let me go back to my value thing. Huh? Let me go back to my value thing. Principle, I say one something, and other people, I say something. And then me see one brother today from Islington that me not see, him not see me in a long time. And he was glad to see me. And him stop the whole traffic, come and drive one big lorry, and drop the whole traffic. Huh? And the traffic never peak him and blow him, but him no business. Him just glad see him see best. And best glad see him too. You understand? But I never see him first. The man blocked the road with a big lorry. You understand? And so on. And them something that when I'm gone, when I'm a driveway now, me I say to myself, backside, look how me desert my community. Huh? Yes, come and move. And me I say, look how me desert, because me see the brethren see me not see him. And I drive, and I walk, and I try cross over the road, And I wasn't crossing over at a zebra and nothing like that. I wait for the traffic there to try to jam up, slow down. Yeah. But it brings to mind that me desert my community. So come next week to I have to go back and visit my area and reintroduce myself. And hopefully nobody turn around and say, yo, what you do here? Eh? You understand? And that's what that brought to mind. And I was going to prayer. Prayer time. So all those people who say them are rebel and this and that, what did they go to? Dance hall, so-called dance hall. When them get time, and them have to spend the money. When I go for worship, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't spend the money. I can make an offering for the poor and needed and give charity. And everybody have that right to give and not to give. But guess what? When we go there, we are together. Humanity. And excellence of character and morality is the value. So, hey, the worth, the excellence of worth, and the fact that we're all there to pay our respect as human beings to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know that we listen, we continue to listen to what the Prophet of Al-Islam have told us. You understand? So it's a ritual for us. So where's the black man ritual in the diaspora? Vanity. And all I'm trying to do is bring all of these things up for some people to look at themselves and say, yo, here what happened? And develop an institution in them house. And make their house a safe environment for their children. So who else here said that? And anything me I say, me never write it. Say it's in my brain. And me thank God that me not have amnesia and all of these things. Because one of my brethren that me love dearly, him suffer with that. So once me still have the health, why should I desert myself? And formation, a serious word. So where's the black man potential of formation? How have we introduced ourselves into the formation? Because my big thing, is that I want to be one who flagship the African Caribbean inner England infrastructure. Eradicate this consumer thing. Have some education, some institution of learning. Have some health clinics and so forth. Have some food, which is supermarket, etc., etc. But we have to be together. We have to be collective, and then we have to understand. But there are people who would like these same thing, but they might look millions of pounds, and then they go run off, and the next thing people are going to tell me, see, I told you, I had that feeling, a crook. So my thing is to say, no, hold on, leave the economics and leave the people and with the money. All the people that want to talk money, we don't need them. You understand? Here what we need, develop trust. Develop trust. Very sincere thing that, trust. And in trust you have values, and you have worth. I'm not going to come and sit down in your yard knowing that you have a nice, young, fresh daughter, young child, your daughter. I'm not come and make myself be this expressive person that have X, D, and Y, and all I want to do is try sex your daughter. We wicked like that. Or you have a nice woman, but you don't have a full-time job. I'm not come up and exercise my worth in your space. And next thing you know, your wife clings to me, I'm a sexer, and that's all I was there for. What kind of hey, that's another delinquency. I'm not into them something. I'm not into them something. May I tell you, I could never be. Not ever. Right? I can perceive those things because that's the thing that's kept us, some of us, so forward, so down. Lacking. You understand? So this misery guts here, we'll spill all of those beans. So what I would like to see happiness, people trust, develop trust. Develop trust. And have an inner ambition to seek freedom and taste it. See themselves as free. And try to earn freedom. Because that which you taste, you should want it for other people. And you can direct them how them can get to taste it too, to be free. And then exemplify to them what's the beauty now to have freedom. And in that you find all the elements of trust and worthiness. Yes. As Muslims, we don't have no problem thinking about we wife this place and that place, I'm telling you. No Muslim man have a problem saying, yo, you know what, my wife gone to the mosque, oh my God. Sally's up there, Abdullah's up there, Muhammad is up there. And no, we don't have them type of, no, we don't. It's people them who come from different places, as like we all have, and try to assimilate with British values and let the social worker them try to trick them up into women's lips and all of these things that has some manner of reflection on their characters and their vision, and they start spotlighting this and that and then become very much insecure. But there's no way that sort of insecurity is in Al-Islam. None whatsoever. You understand? I can give my life for that. I can wage my life for that. It's not there. It's people interfere with the moral anatomy of human beings and redirect them and try to reprogram them, and they don't have no self-worth and no value. You understand? And they neglect the best of self. So may I say, let me look at human excellence. And everybody can work with that, you know. But what they want to should be wanted to know, how do we attain excellence? Which excellence talking about? So excellence is wide. Everybody wants excellence. So we can't just define excellence for my self-gratification. Excellence for every human being. We want excellence in life. We want excellence in health. Excellence in attainment. So all these things you have to persevere. You have to strive. There's nothing there you turn around and say money can buy it, you know. Money can't buy excellence. So don't be foolish on that part. You understand? So formation, me not leave that. The British man, the European man, they have years and years and years, decades on us. And it's their institutions that I came out of. And it's their institutions that all of us have come out of. So how do you wash the social concepts of all of us who've been through that? Acknowledge what they have done and take the best out of what they projected and offered us and we have learned for ourselves. But what is that? You have to be conscious, you have to be aware. And I am saying that at my age and even before, I was well aware. It's my father that limit my growth. I was well aware. I'm a student of Stokely Carmichael and Mars Bishop, Brother Sam, Brother Irma. You understand? And most of those people, them, tolerated me, but the ones there in England would not tolerate me because they wanted money. I never talk about no money. No money. Because it's always that God will provide. And I'm not going to change from that. God will always provide. So shush up. And why me I play this man here? Yo, Mr. Love the, hey, we love the Diamonds long time. You know what I mean? So me have a food now and the food is really Augustus Pablo. The Diamonds, they must come in as a dumpling. Or sweet potato or yam, you know. Yes. And another you, the Aisha, Andy. Yeah, listen here. You understand? They must come in the flavor. They must come in as a flavor. So anybody that thinks, yo, you keep playing the same tune. No same tune. You want to listen lyrics. Understand me, man?
For thousand years, down in a Babylon. For thousand years, down in a Babylon. Remove your hand, Mr. Backup Man. You're just a black man. Remove your hand, Mr. Backup Man. You're just a black man. Who can stand no more? They can't take it no longer. Who can stand no more? Now the wicked get stronger. For thousand years, down in a Babylon. For thousand years, down in a Babylon. Remove your hand, Mr. Backup Man. You're just a black man. Remove your hand, Mr. Backup. Can't tired. Energy. Can't tired. Energy. Can't tired.
energy. Can't tired.
Some of you learn, hey, tell them some of you heard, right? What's the news from the right hand side? What's the news from the right hand side?
Read 'em up. Murderers.
Oh, juvenile, you know I like your style. Juvenile child, I got me going wild.
Oh,
Juvenile child,
so you want labor? Go ahead, wait. Hey, you.
oh, juvenile, you know I like your style. Juvenile child, I got me going wild. Juvenile child, I know I like your style. Juvenile child, I got me going wild. Juvenile.
Yeah, you know how much tragedies we have had in this country. Jai Gardner, Roger Sylvester, but to name two, yeah? Unsolved. And still the Lawrence, unsolved. And the journey that the Lawrence them been through, huh? The whole thing destroyed, depleted the family, remove all form of values and currency from them, but them still trod on and try persevere. And then the system decide to give the mother, make the mother a dean and everything. Come with all these little trimlings and so forth. Huh? And even if them to say, yo, you become the deputy prime minister, or the queen, or the chancellor, or whoever, it now go bring back Stephen, and it wasn't giving us and giving them any form of justice. It's trinklicks. See? And we've got so many industries, so many, and many have finished up in the cemeteries, died in police custody, this and that, and coroner said this, and that body said this, and yet still we have medical physicians. Yet still we have those things, but we not go to court. And now we have a new group of young people them that needs training, need experience, and need to look at the African values, and need to look at the history of ourselves, so that it doesn't continue to repeat, permeate itself again and again and again. And they're made to feel that if them go down this route, they will not be accomplished, and they will not be achievers. So if we don't have history of ourselves and true history of ourselves, even here in the diaspora, let alone the true history on the continent, what is the evolution of the children of the slave? And that one I need to look at. And I love these little trinklets and get excited to say, yo, Peter know that and Paul know that and everything. But who's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? And Thomas and Paul? Who's all these people? That's a history of the Europeans. And we all know it. But we don't contest it. And then we go and argue about it, because I'm a Hebrew, this one's a Muslim, that one's a Christian, and this one's a Jehovah. And you understand? And everything we debate and argue, it is about that man and what they have given us and how they've educated us. And now we come and synchronize something and so forth, and now we feel so that we are educated. And we don't know nothing about Kiswahili, America, Arabic. But yet still we want to talk about somebody's thing. And we know their thing better than them. I mean, really, seriously. And then they make it even simpler for us now. Because if you want to get a PhD with honor, just do one of the religions. No, do a PhD with honor and a bachelor degree, talk about Malcolm and the Nation of Islam. Give us your take and what Malcolm mean and the Nation of Islam. Was they a terrorist group? Were they a fanatical group? Rare, and so forth. So if a person don't have that history, what you think them going to do? They're going to comply to get an honorable bachelor's PhD degree. Yes. It's come back again. Best, yeah, behave yourself, you know. You've been around long. Gee whiz. Yeah, is that my name? I tell you. And it got fame too, you know. Don't pull no thing around here.
It's been a long time. We don't have any fun. It's been a long time. We don't have any fun. Sick of these ratchets and bums. Man have to run up and down. Let's get together and have fun. Oh, yes. Killing each other by the gun. Oh, no. Love one another and care for each other. And
I want to finish with that because, because it's the lyrics, you know, it's the lyrics. You understand? Yeah. So what we are doing now, we are going, you know, because Arafat, diamonds. mighty diamonds. Yeah, go on this. Watch it, black man.
why me black red and white? It's robbing and killing. Why me black red and white? It's looting and shooting. Why me black red and white? You ruin your woman. Why me black red and white? You mash up your pooper. What you gonna do when a voice say come? Remember in the days of Johnny Toopan, pick up your guns and you go to town. See your black brothers and you shoot them down. That's wrong. No, me black brother, no.
See, all those preventative measures were reasonable. See, all those preventative measures that he must sing was reasonable in a Rastafari gatherings over and over again. And infiltrators come in everything. And our own children bring the decadence of that into fruition. That's how Tabit lose his life. You understand? So here.
Never trouble now. Whoa. No. Scooby-Dooby-Doo,
Oh, you don't understand. That decadence, we realize. So we spoke about it. You understand? To say that we don't need them something there. But then the old nigger that wanted the white man money, and him lust, and him vulgarity come, and switch our thing upon us. And the very thing that we're trying not allow within our set become the something that take us out, that has taken some of us out. Now, you know how painful you think that is? A father who raised a son, raised a child in a family, and the child gone into some decadence and badness, and the same bad people that after him son come and kill him. What do you think that is? Disaster for us.
Never trouble now. Whoa. No.
So who's having the mercy upon us? Eh? You think so everybody's gonna have that? It's people that turn around and say, yo, the man dead already, you know. So what? Love it, man. And that's why we can't get no better.
Have mercy, God the Almighty. Have mercy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Beg you make me find myself worth.
Yeah, which Lord them I talk about now? You see? In that now, him refer to Selassie. Which Lord? And that's a man, a human being. Come. Sticky wicked.
Deliver me, deliver me, deliver me from my enemy, from my enemies. Make me strong, make me strong, make me strong. So I can live long, so I can live long to see my enemies bowing down before thee, begging you, begging you, begging you to have mercy. Jah command me to love my enemies, bless those that curse me, do good unto those that would have hurt me, and they would have do me wrong. Though they would have do all manner of evil against me, they would have even tried to hurt me, they would have do me all form of wrong, but Jah promised to protect me. Jah art thy light and thy salvation, whom shall I fear? Jah art the keeper of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? I lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh I help? I help cometh from Jah, over in the mountain of Zion. Deliver me, deliver me, deliver me from my enemy, from my enemy. Deliverance of God, Jehovah. Deliverance of God, Jehovah.
See, mighty Tepatona, Jah artist. You understand? Hey, selectors them, man. Come again. Easy, I lie with 12 tribes of Israel, Jah love. Just Stitch. Yeah, Johnny, Just Stitch. Black Harmony, the chiller.
He that is wise, keepeth his life. He that keepeth his mouth, will cause no strife. A wise man is strong, he's a man of knowledge.
I know here in England now we have the Grenfell fire. Huh? And what happen? Them come out, light up, see them see this, they want to get rid of coal, they want to get rid of something, and now they must spend a whole heap of money, and all the companies them that responsible. Yo, so who get charged? And them strong with the thing, so it get to a point now where we're going to say, you know, how much years gone by, you think say you have accurate memory? I mean, what you're actually saying, are you telling us that you have remembered these things visually, word for word? You understand? So who this is going to be said to? Huh? Mediterranean people, migrants, as they want to claim the people. You understand? So now they're going to ridicule those people who live there and who experience and first-hand weakness. And they're not proportioning the blame, you know. They're just saying exactly what happened and what they've experienced themselves right there, trying to save them life and save others. So now time has come. This become like Hillsborough. So when we first start here, I say, don't let the thing drop like Hillsborough, you know. And that's exactly what's happened. No, this man who came in just like, oh, them get rid of that that woman was up there that caused the problem with this deportees of us and the same Windrush thing that they've helped give birth to. Now, him and his party, them betray him. All of them, 200 and something, and went to the party. Those 200 and something don't backside get sacked, but they're turning around now and betray that man to say that he's a liability and he needs to go. Aha. And the whole people them is showing us how hypocritical they are, because everybody is saying have to go, but they're not saying they have to go, which is the administration, because all of them were there. Plus them had so many parties, not one. So how could this be justice? And yet still people want to support the Three Lions and support British politics and all kind of nonsense. And you're going like about me. Hey, yo, I am sensible. I have to give backside jacket. I am sensible. See? So if nobody don't want to see my sense, I don't beg them. But it's plain as daylight. All of those people, that administration should be got rid of. A new government supposed to be put into place. The Queen should have stand up there and take her thing out and say whatever. But nah. But if it was Africa, she would have, and all her kingsmen and queensmen and everybody would be saying something. When it was Michael X, they're Trinidad, them asked him want to come back here. Britain said that they must execute him. The Queen did not hesitate, okaying it with the Governor General and sign immediately for that man to be executed. But all black people are here say that him do this, and this. But today they're going to tell about clientele, this, that. And they're just picking up little snippets over here and them say, no one ever asked a question. What did he do? What was he responsible for? Now, all these people that killed Morris Bishop, not one of them was brought to book. And the administration. But a man that they allege left England and go to Trinidad and kill somebody and bury them and everything. Yo, and we bury people in our backyard. But this is the British authorities are saying all these things. Now the voice of that man was taken. Our supermarket that was going to be an Ivory Corner where them have the magistrate court is where our supermarket, International Caribbean Supermarket, was going to be. The land was purchased. John Lennon and Yoko Ono and others help us raise that money. And I'm saying us. But that is gone. And it put a whole heap of black people that become poets and everything in England to go against him and say that he was just a hustler. And them haven't done a backside thing with all that they have accumulated out of their dub poetry and rare. And it's us who give them the books to learn. It's us who imported the books and had an institution at Cascades that they could have come and sit down and learn African and Caribbean history and learn to write and rewrote things. But those same people turn around and ostracize a man that they never experienced, but they were benefiting off of what he created. But if Jack is wrong, don't give him jacket, you know. But if you don't know nothing about Jack, you shouldn't have nothing to say. So this is why I'm here now. To remove ignorant symbolism from around people. And that's why we can't make no progression, you know. We can't progress. And then you got another set of people that come here and just become hustlers and set up shoebeans. And we have not come out of that shoebeen era yet. And yet still we have knowledgeable people around and about us. But the shoebeen people are more. The hustlers are more than the knowledgeable people. Do y'all never understand that? Look at it carefully now. And now you got a trend of people who are football fame. So they're raising their children like cattle. They want them children to be footballer. Them not try to get them children to do the 3 hours, you know. They want them children to kick ball. So them possibility of them getting into the first division and then the premiership, so them got some millions. That's all. Vanity. Them not try to get no scientist, them not try to get no electronic, them not try to get no doctor, no. They want a footballer. They want a footballer. And they're following the premise of the scripture. Children that have children. Pastors, them not saying nothing. And it just keeps going round and round and round. The same old, same old, same old. So just because me come and saying, yo, you know, stop them something there. Look at human excellence. Look at value and worth. The people that chat Garvey, they're still talking. And yet still Richard Branson have so much things and him create employment for him own people. Can't blame him. He make a lot of money and him invest in money. And him have coaches going up and down the country. Him have bus up and down the place. Him have bank. Him still having records in music shops and provide all of that. And now he's in telephone and they make deal now with O2 and they got some kind of joint arrangement. It's got the version. Hey, yo, listen, the whole thing is progressive. But them just talking Garvey. They not put one thing up front like they don't have vision. And obviously they don't, because if they have vision, they would have said, yo, you know what, let me go there and strengthen that vision. Them just have lip service. Vicing. And then you talk to the young people, them say later for that, long talk that. And the fact is they don't know nothing about anything, but true, they've been hearing all these negative conversations. And no history. No platform. And them realize that this Jesus thing now work. Because them dial it and they don't get no response. Them text it, they don't get no response. Them email it, they don't get no response. So them say later for that. And now a person come now, the Jay-Z's and whoever, and come with all these signs and talk about oligarchy, this, that. And the whole thing has gone into a different trend. And everybody has speculate some nonsense. And then everybody I try give a terminology for what that man did in a film. So we're hook, line, and sink again. The man make a film, and such and such and such and such is projected in the film. Everybody know what the man was trying to do. And why he's trying to do it. And everything. And in them own house, they don't know the hell about what's going on. It's amazing how we're so scientific about somebody that says something. And we don't know the people them, you know. We're nowhere near the people them. But yet still we can stay far and go on computer, watch the preview of the film, or go to the cinema and see the whole thing for 3 hours, and we come to a conclusion. Rotted. I tell you, man, we're so scientifically in doubt. With ignorance. So that's what I say, it's pure goddamn delinquency that's at work. And who not sell them panani and go on somewhere? Another man that do something. So we have, confusion. We have disturbances. So now here come this Muslim and I say, do this and do that. And slow down. Them I say, what do you mean do that? No, star. They want excitement. So me I come off the excitement. Because sometimes the excitement also poison, become toxic to my soul. And all my Muslim brothers and sisters that know me now know I'm a deep spiritualist, you know. So I cannot leave the best of myself for something that me know have decadence all around about it. And I know that it's interfering with my soul. Yes, I know that. So me have to back up. I have to back up for right purposes, because I am a Muslim. My life and my death is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for some glory and fantasy and fiction of man's imagination. No way, Jose. Come in, diamonds. People that fight one another and people that put each other out of inheritance and use law and use the rights of them own passage because they're in a position. And the same land that we walk on, none of us know which land, which area, to be precise, that we ourselves are going to be buried within. So me find the thing hilarious. All of these things are very hilarious. But I'm always trying to present that I am an independent soul. And can be very arrogant too. An independent soul. You understand? How dare my father? How dare him live the life he lived? And for him son now to follow suit? Are you all mad? There's no way possible. I'm my mother's child. There's no way I will do that. I am my mother's child. Seriously. So if people don't understand what that means, you know, it's the woman who teaches and it's the woman who carries the burden or the weight. It's the growth. You understand? The woman is the vessel. Yes. So anyhow, you kind of like, no, you can't do that. You always have to fight and dead for your mother, for a woman. Yes. Whether you love them more than them love you or not. If you find that out, just walk away. Don't just go call them names and everything. You understand? So I'm my mother's child. And I really want to die a Muslim. You understand? And I love to dead in Africa. If I have a choice about where I should die, I would love to die in Africa. Yeah. Because I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to see the glorious days. You know what I mean? I'm not. You understand? A person would have to say, "Whoa, Allah, I want to live for 100. You understand? And then when the 100, you get close to the 100, they say, yo, extend that, no, man. Man. You understand? So, it's, you know, you have to just be real. But if I had a choice, I would say, God, yeah, allow me for dead in Africa. And all of that was about land, you know, vanity. You understand? Yes. Yes. And I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm wealthy. I tell you. I'm rich with God and I'm rich in Babylon. I'm rich. But me not lost after it. You understand? Me just cool with it. See? I don't beg or borrow from anybody, you know. You understand that? very independent. Thank be to my mother. Yes, mommy. Come again. And this rhythm track from Ilawi, the 12 tribe of Israel, from back then, you understand? And just Stitch. It's called Proverbs. So white everybody that pass the Dutchy and this and that and other thing, We are run them thing a long backside time. You understand? It's just the white boy come just the other day and a whole heap of the people them and a whole heap of the conversation go on and then just get into it. Nah, man. Improv with a sound in him. With a sound in him. Black Harmony, tip or two on the Thriller. Yeah, long time. You understand? And oh gosh, man. There's another song. I still remember them. You understand? Come all before I lie with them. You understand me? Right? Because our engineer and our producer them time there, Gussie Clark, young Gussie Clark, Augustus Clark. And when we there Wilson Technical College, I do all electronics, Well, some of you people, some of you people never born, Are disgusting sticks, man. Yeah, we had a thing called sticks, man. Yeah, people that go around and drop things on floor and rob people. Nah. We don't know that. We learn with books them time, them, man. We learn with books and learn some mathematics, electronical maths and everything. Yes. Gussie, Augustus Clark. Mighty diamonds.
Keep at his life. He that keepeth his mouth.
In a Rastaman style,
Because no strife.
Strictly roots
a
and
wise
culture.
man is strong, he's a man of knowledge. His wisdom is too high for a fool.
Tell them.
Open up his mouth in evil places.
Warn them.
But leave all vengeance unto Jah.
Ribbit.
Oh yeah,
Tell it to them.
He that is wise. Keepeth his life. He that keepeth his mouth. Because no strife.
Said to Levi.
Food says the glutton cause he is hungry.
Easy, Sister Dinah.
The son of Jah will always be filled.
Skank nice, Naphtali.
Bear no false witness against thy neighbor.
Express yourself, Dan.
Leave all vengeance unto Jah.
Reason with them, Simeon.
Leave for today.
Isaiah.
Tomorrow. Surely be the wisdom of a fool.
Yo. Come make love to me, Sister Dinah.
Food says the glutton cause he is hungry.
Pleasant.
But the son of Jah will always be filled.
Lean over, Sister Judah.
Bear no false witness against thy
Squeeze
neighbor.
me right, Sister Natalie.
But leave all vengeance unto Jah. Oh yeah,
Yo, Benjamin.
Live for today and not tomorrow. Surely be.
Now this is a sticky, wicked.
A wise man is strong, he's a man of knowledge.
Tell them.
His wisdom is too wide for a fool.
Give it to them.
Open up his mouth in evil places.
Warn them.
Leave all vengeance unto Jah.
Bibo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Levi.
That is wise.
Judah.
Keepeth his life.
Dan and Benjamin.
Keepeth his
Yo,
mouth.
Naphtali.
Because no strife.
sticky wicked. You understand me? So we are going, you know, because the Muslim something, you know what I mean? That's so much stay. Long time.
It's been a long time. We don't have any fun. It's been a long time. We don't have any fun. Sick of these ratchets and bum. Man have to run up and down. Let's get together and have fun. Oh, yes. Killing each other by the gun. Oh no. Love one another and care for each other, and things will be better in years to come. In years to come. Oh yeah. It's been a long time. We just simply go on. It's been a long time. We just simply go on. Not even step into time. Just through these passions of crime. Let's get together and have fun. You know I mean. Killing each other by the gun. Oh, oh. Love one another and care for each other, and things will be better. Years to come, years to come. Oh yeah.
You see all them instruments there? You're not going to hear them. And you're not hear them. Yeah.
Set me free, release the chain that binds us to this land. I can stand this world of sorrow. I can take this life of pain. No, we must get away from it all. Got to have some fun, got to live some life. Can't you see? I'm tired and weary. We must get away from it all. Got to live some life. Can't you see? I'm tired and weary. When I was just a little kid, I thought that life would be grand, but now I'm grown to be a man. I get to understand. No, we must get away from it all. Got to live some life, can't you see now? I'm tired and weary. We must get away from it all. Got to live some life, can't you see? I'm tired and weary.
Yes. So we're going to go here from here. You understand? And do what we have to do.
Oh! I saw you on labor.
Go ahead, wait. Hey, you.
Hey, you over there. You. Hey, you, sir.
Black tears. Black tears. We no need no more. For years upon years, we've been shedding black tears, and now we're standing in quicksand. Now tell me who is to blame? It lies with us and no one else. We shedding every day. Black people wasting away. Black tears drowning our minds. Black people walking blind. That's the wool of our eyes. Our future don't look bright, but we have the answer to shed no more black tears. Hey, self-pity done, no more talk. Time for black people walk the walk and take control of the situation. We cry peace, we cry love, but get no answers. Action will get a reaction. Stand up and fight, and that will stop the black tears. We shedding every day. We will stop wasting away. No more cloud in our minds. No more walking blind. No more wool of our eyes. We future gonna be bright. We have the answer. Stand up for our rights. We gonna stop the black tears. Black tears. Black tears. For years upon years, we've been shedding black tears, and now we're standing in quicksand. Now tell me who is to blame? It lies with us and no one else.
Yes. That I've been through it over and over and over again. See? So when is it that we're going to say that we learn something? You need to change the event. You need to change the event. And once we do that, you see, we progress. You understand? It's all about us. It's not about someone else. You understand? It's not about someone else. It's not even about losing face. It's all about us. It's how we approach situations. It's how we really and truly approach it. You understand? So, the Rasta man don't know say, may I go and leave you, know? Cause, Oh, what I want to say, coming soon. Yes, very soon. My webpage. You understand? Coming soon. Things and Times. See? Yeah. Very happy about that. The images are fantastic. You understand? So, watch out for that. You know what I mean? Things and Time. Webpage. Yeah, man. Excellent. You understand? Family business. You see? So it's going to be like, yeah, proper things. We feel good about that. So come, and we'll go on with something. You understand? And we'll spend all the time we want to spend. And hopefully, you understand, some people, them, international people, them, will be on the platform. So you can hear Professor and this body and dialogue about what is about to happen, you know, because in the Caribbean, you know, the excellence has been sought after. In the South Americas and the North Americas, you know what I mean? The excellence of our people. And if you see, people are supposed to know our young people, the youngsters of the earth, with this tabulated thing called computer and information technology, the children, them just born and them just dip on it. But those who are encouraged and motivated and given the resources, yeah, to use, and then given the people them who have the knowledge, bring them those people them around about them. You understand? They will appreciate that curiosity and that ingenuity that they have in these times. See? And then we need to steer them from vulgarities and you know, because on the internet there's so much things, there's so much vices, and then them can show us also how to keep those things out, shut them things out while they may deal with positivity. And those things me love, you understand, to sit in a space and hear teenagers, young people, you know, 15, 16, talk about, yeah, male and female, you understand? And they are aware of the pornographies and everything that is there. And they have used certain things to isolate themselves from those things and their programs and so forth. So we are going good, you understand? And one of the things that people need to realize, you know, you see, when people don't have great deal of opportunities, you see their faculties, then faculties go into some drive. You understand? So when you get to know some about Africa and some parts of the Caribbean, where children don't have access to this, that, and the other, you want to see how much creative they are. You understand? Their minds work in such a way. You understand? But the people them who have so much like us here over the years, we become complacent and contented. See? But when you don't have, well, you make so much advancement, you strive. You want to learn, you want to taste and everything. You understand? So that thing don't call science and everything. Is the curiosity of human beings. So I am saying on my trip is to promote human excellence. Why somebody over there talk about Jesus and Muhammad and this and Hebrew? Nah, star. No. I'm not going to stop telling you say I'm a Muslim because I'm showing the moral sense of me. You understand? And how you can trust me. But if you want to talk about what Allah, there's a time I will speak about that. You understand? And when I do, you will not hear one sound. Because that and that don't work. It don't mix. It doesn't mix. So I've taken a big chance to look at our people and see how we can approach them and stimulate them thing with what we know already. And the fact is, I do like sounds. You understand? So I have to be careful of the sounds me play, and I only play what we call scriptural sounds. You understand? But if a person will turn around and say, you got double standard, no, I'm a Muslim, and I will tell you that. You understand? But I'm not going to beg you to be a Muslim. But I will show you the greatest attributes of Islam. And how Islam is a life giver. And how Islam is a way of life. And no matter which democracy or whoever you chat about, how Islam can be applied in your day-to-day life and you're contented. Simple. There's a person who turn around and say, how you do that? They say, yeah, well, you know what I mean? You have to have some moral guidance and judgment and everything. And first things first, stop lust after how much women, because if you do, marry them. So if you marry the first one and you look for someone else and everything, that means that there's something about the first one you're not too like. You understand? Or you want more tastes. So when does that taste, that urge of tasting stop? So you have to look in yourself. And are you able to maintain one, let alone to have two? So what you want the one for if you can't maintain her and look after her and cherish her? 'Cause if you have the second, that which you give to the first, you have to give to the second. That's the first start. So you have to have a good wicked. And that same wicked you have to come and develop for the second. So anything you give to the first, you have to give to the second. You can't give to the second something and don't give the first. You understand? So you have equal values. One thing you can't do is love them equally. But you have to provide for them equally. Oh, whoa. You understand? So, yeah. And then if you can't even afford the flat you have, or you can deal with the next woman. You can't have them both in the same place. They cannot share beds. It's none of them argy-pargy things. So if you can't afford a flat, or you're going to take care of another woman. And if you have a house, and the first wife will live in the house, you put yourself in a bad state now, because you have to find something similar for the second wife. So try a thing as much as you want. You see that Islam is not a play thing. You understand? And that's just a woman. That is just a woman. So you can understand now, feeding, maintaining. You understand? Feeding, Yeah, joke. Gosh, man. You think so you can hang around and say you have woman and you're there upon a sit down and reason with your brethren them all day and don't work? Huh? And don't have no form of currency to sustain and maintain the rates and everything? No, star. You play games. They're playing games. So Islam, and that's just leveling out one wicked. A partial wicked. That's not even a complete of the wicked. See it? So think about it. So don't turn around and say, I have double standard. And I do have double standard. Who doesn't? You understand? You understand? Who doesn't? So we're me there again. Yeah. Oh, I did that. The Ethiopians. Oh gosh, man. And my wife them serious, My wife them serious, I tell you. Them so, oh, look at, hey, what an appropriate rhythm. You have to have 3 meals a day.
Free up my brothers.
Nah, that's a man who, that's a person who get locked down. But at the same time, you have to be able to feed her, provide the substances that she can feed herself and feed the family. You understand? Yeah, joke, man. People that sit on the sideline and raga, joke business. And then some other boy turn on talk about insecure men. Yeah, joke, man. Yo, Dennis Brown, where I go here. And the man go come around and tell me, say, heads up. Guidance.
Dum dum. Everywhere I go is pure Rasta. Everyone claims them a Rasta. I soon know who a Rasta.
Oh, Marcia. Oh, my gosh. I forgot about you, love. Seriously. See, not forget you, but I forgot that I'm supposed to do this.
Doesn't mean a thing to me, no, 'cause any man will pick you up just because
smile you've got, but after knowing you, yes.
Yes, Master Easy. You see, in all of Uganda, Tanzania, Sudan, Somalia, Kenya, we have some bright, and even and the Congo and Zaire, we have some bright people. The Congo and Zaire, the difficulty is this: them speak French. You understand? They speak French, but they also know some broken English. We have to call it that. You understand? And they're realizing their environment. They're realizing the benefit, the resources that their land provides. So we're not manipulating. We intend to educate. But we're coming with history. We can't educate them about them, you know. We're coming with a history of what the colonial man have done to us. And we're coming as the children of the captive people that were made into slaves. So who best to convey or project that reality? It's us. But we shouldn't be trying to score points in relation to our American cousins, our South American cousins. We have to tell the truth to that which we have experienced and our parents, our families have experienced. And in saying all of that is to say where we would want them and our children to go. So it's an exchange of a reality to develop a value worth reality for them and for the futures of our children. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not there to just highlight this and that and here and everything and then sit down and do nothing. Maybe just go around the continent regurgitating the same thing and getting popular each time. Nah. It's about reflecting and reintroducing ourselves to our ancestors who are alive and well on the continent. And at the same time, looking at avenues that we can open up for our children and others to learn about that continent and to learn the language so they can communicate. Because when they communicate, they can integrate. They can express themselves. And they will know cultural expressions and moral understandings and ethical principles. Yes, we're not coming from a fart. You understand? We're not. And we're going to try to use the education that we accumulated here in England, and we're going to advocate for that to be a top priority wherever we get. Yeah, but we don't want to come with the ideologies. We don't want to come with the theological. We don't want to come with that. So we're going to have a distinction. But science and technologies, and we need it. We need it. Because you have to give Jack his jacket. The people are brilliant at it. It's just that them use it for different reasons as well. Not solely use it for weapons of mass destruction. Them use it there to frighten people and to beat up people with it. They can't help themselves, it would appear to me. So that's the trud that a lot of my brethren outside of Islam, outside my Muslim brethren and sisters, being involved with, and it's coming, it's getting closer and closer, you know. And we also have to tell some people not to say too much outside and everything, because we know what happens. We know what happens. We know if it's not MI5, it's this. It's always something that comes and round us up, and you know, And these days, them have a way of making us mentally not stable, and so on. So we do things. Lots of people. We do things. And we're going to use reverse psychology as well. You understand? The same way Britain took our people them to immigration after the second battle, European War, and bring us here and drain the Caribbean, we will do the same. We will choose our elects for the continent. But first you have to create the environment, the mental environment, the spiritual environment, the social environment for them, so they feel and they want to give their services. You understand? And that is something that those who are endowed, spiritually endowed, and have a revolutionary conscious mind and a liberated conscience as well, would understand what that is all about and how one goes about that. But if you don't develop that space and develop that trust, other vices would intimidate or capture, or what we call persuade them, these talents of ours, that is better this side. The pastor is better taken care of over this, over there with them, and not with us. Now, if we don't have that kind of understanding and maturity, then we'll be thinking that money is going to solve that. Nah, money don't solve spirituality. Money don't solve determination and a moral feeling that I have to and I should be doing. There's a loyalty attached to culture because it's inheritance. It's stupidity when people speak about their DNA and don't understand that God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is giving it, awarded it to us for a reason. So that land, that area that we will be in, we're solely protected. So we can do that which we need to do as researchers and people of excellence, looking at the terrain, which is the environment that He allowed us to be in. Do I have to repeat that? See? And that's so it is. Now, we could stay here 1,000 years in England. We would live, but we would not germinate. Our excellence would not be seen. Because our melanin isn't being used in this environment, in this part of the galaxy. So who needs to know that? We need to understand that. The children of the slaves. It's not that we can't travel here, but we cannot get excellence for ourselves and our people from here. So what we have learned, and if we decided even to tell our children at home to go to Europe, go to China, go to Vietnam, go to Russia, go anywhere, seeking knowledge and exchange with other human beings and find an excellence. There's nothing wrong with that. Our prophet told us, seek knowledge. even to far off China. He never just said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only thing you need. He is the only thing we need. But while we're here on this earth, and we recognize that we're mortal human beings on this earth, and the resources that God has given us, we need to understand. And that research is called knowledge. We need the information. Because we're all curious and inquisitive. So, like-minded is going to help another. Simple. So the whole black and white margin, we leave that man suffering with his illness. Him and his Darwin theories and all these other, we leave them to screw in their illness. And that's what the world don't want others to know about Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him. It was humanity. It wasn't about color. It wasn't a definition of, yeah, this, that. No. It's about humanity. Not humility, humanity. But no, people that come about Arab this and that and so forth and yeah, woo. But when they talk Christianity, them not talk that. Because they're in love with these other people that they feel like it's giving them something. And maybe they are giving them a bus fare, free ride. Because there must be a simple reason, explanation for why we hang on to that something. And I say it is because we don't know a language. We weren't given the opportunity and we didn't sort to know about where our ancestors came from. So similarly, and then we didn't set up any form of institution of learning for ourselves. And those even supplementary schools that we have, them speak French. Any other language thing them have inside them go French, Spanish. Huh? That's it. French and Spanish. And then you wonder why we're like that. Are you joking? You're joking. We're not striving for excellence. So, Lumumba and many others, a lot of females, I tell you, lot of females, lot of sisterins, oh man. And as an African youth, an African husband, a Muslim husband, yo, some of them so pretty. Oh gosh, man. You understand? And I'm saying that because some people come see them now and them say, yo, wait a minute. And then we have to run them because them take upon the admiration of the bodies of the sisters instead of their integrity. So we can't support that. We are Marcia. Yeah? You agreeing with me or you disagree with me? Which one? Yeah? If a man see you now, they're going to fall in love with you to right, and I have to tell them, say, back off. You're grinning. And I'm not about losing you to no man. Our woman, yeah, Joe. Marcia. What you say, you never know that me love you like that? I love that, man. Me like you. When you married me, me love you. Yeah. Marcia is one of my fictitious sisterins, I tell you. What's that word mean? I don't know.
Settle down.
And you must know by now, besides you, Mandel, and I.J. Man Levi and all them, man, Dennis Brown, man, I feel me singer, Yeah. Emmanuel, when he was young,
Settle down and be a man.
See it? Be a man.
Oh, yeah. Said if you wanna be in mystery, you're never gonna reach your goal.
Yo, even though the COVID seemed to don't let the people fool, Keep doing what we are doing with our immune system. And say we are people of cleanliness. Continue to clean your hand. Our hands, Clean them well. You understand? And don't dash the ginger. Don't look on the ginger and say, yo, you're too expensive, and go away from it. Don't look on the lime and the lemon and say, yo, them wears you, and go away from it. No, don't bother do that. Keep doing what we were doing. You understand? And you men, detox yourself ever so often, you know. You understand? And all them ones that want to go bashment and call it dancehall, love them. Don't join them in them decadence. You understand? Because if them don't get no audience, then we'll stop. Seriously. But it's just because we are giving them attention. You understand? If we don't give them no notice, you see how quick them stop. I tell you. But, you know, some people that feel that them can hustle the money and them keep that backside nonsense going on. Right? But our mothers, fathers, uncles, aunties, all our elders, do not give up on them. Go buy the things them. Don't run up your mouth about how them expensive. Just go get your ginger. Don't forget the garlic. Don't forget the lime and the lemon. You understand? Maintain those things. And regulate the bowels. Serious. Regulate the bowels. And also look out on the website, on the internet soon, and you see the word Things and Time, and check our webpage. You understand? And then give me a comment about the webpage, because I'm telling you, you're going to find it interesting and nice. Just the image, you know, the content is not going to be there yet. You understand? But we're going to come with that, and then the radio station will be right there. You understand? And you're going to see that we have international friends. Yes, Uganda, and you're going to hear some Swahili. You ever say, wait, what the hell were they speaking about? Yeah, stay there. And you will get some Arabic too. You understand? Yeah. So divorce yourself not from us, you know, because we're there for to do something. Our little bit is good, man. It's going to be all right. And then we're also going to have friendship, real good friendship. And we will have a link on the continent, whether it's in Sudan, Nigeria, Sudan, Uganda, Nigeria, with this webpage thing. You understand? So we will know what is actually taking place down there, along with the young people them, with the people them as a whole. But you know, through the teenagers, them want to see what kind of mindset them have, and you know, because we want to build for the future. We want have a history. We want to understand the continent. We want to understand them. We want them to appreciate us. We want them to not send an olive branch, but reach out with both hands and gather us back on the continent. And that is one of my biggest missions. You understand? That's been the art of Rastafari treading, not sitting down and talking and burning herb. Nah. It was about Africa. See? So that's why we have an album, you know, and I say we, as in Hugh Mandel, and Augustus Pablo and myself and Brother Gishi, called Africa Must Be Free. See? So those people who don't know that album, you know, check it out and listen to every track. Africa Must Be Free. And you see the conscious liberation of the mind and what you have to do. What them did was take you out, so you never get Africa Must Be Free 2. You see? So one day before me dead, you will hear Africa Must Be Free 2. Yes, 2, part 2. Somebody go come rob me now, eh? Guidance, Marcia, come.
Settle down and be a man. Yeah. Said if you wanna be in mischief, you're never gonna reach your goal, no, no. If you wanna be in mischief, one day you're bound to lose your soul. And then your folks will be crying. Yeah. yeah. Just pretending to be a bad boy. Hey. Your family loves you true. No one else will do. You are their favorite toy. Hey. Yes, they'll be crying. Oh gosh. Yes, they'll be crying. Yes, they'll be crying. Your folks will be crying. Oh gosh, hey.
All about family. Easy man, say sweet. Let's do it again.
Why not sit down and start living as a man? It doesn't pay to roam the town. Just like the general who achieved the burial, his own brethren shut him down. Oh yes, now your folks will be crying. Oh yeah, now they will be crying. Yeah. They will be crying. Yes,
Yeah, you see that wheel to wheel me have there? Me have some wheel to wheel, you know. I tell you, man. I tell you. Monday, we're going to release them on them soon. And don't forget, look online and you see a thing called Front Room. Look like Facebook. And then I want to use that word, you know. You understand? Front Room. Support it. Excellent African Caribbean family. I do some work for bring to develop an international diasporan community and look at our values. You understand? Seriously, look at our values, our serious intentions. Is it pornography? Is it bashment? Is it dancehall? Is it daggering? Nah. See? Our life is more important than them foolishness. You understand? So when you go upon Front Room, you see the international diasporan values. See? People put proper things up there. Right? So our children can see that being a black or being an African is somebody, as a person or people that's in this earth full of humility and decency. You understand? If we that, and if we don't put ourselves up, who is going to do it for us? You understand? So you don't find criminality and nonsense there. Greatest images of ourselves. You know, see no sexuality and all these something there. And no half naked and so forth women and all them something. No. Right now, me there upon Ethiopia. Me there upon Ethiopia the last 2 weeks. I'm going to shift from Ethiopia and go straight into Yemen. Cause sister and brother. See? And from Yemen, I go Somalia. Me should leave Ethiopia and go Somalia. But that's the way I'm going to do it. You understand? And yeah, I'm going to have to put up some literature because some of the people, them read a few things we put up there before and now they're requesting more. So over here, so I find my niche, you know. Oh gosh, man. Big head. So we have to go away, seriously, because this is Hajj.
Oh, I saw you on labor.
Go away. Hey, you. Hey, you over there. You. Hey, you, sir.